All of you join fast. Hello, dear students. All of you join fast. All of you join. So far, only 18 students joined. What about others? Hello? So, in the last class, I have given how to calculate transfer rate for a cylinder. What is the equation? So, if you consider that the equation for retransfer rate Q is equal to 2 pi KL into Ti minus To divided by Ln natural logarithm Ln Ro by Ri 2 pi Kl Ti minus To divided by Ln Ro by Ri. So if you consider a cylinder of inside radius Ri, outside radius Ro, and length of the cylinder L, if thermal conductor is solid material K, and if Ti is the inside temperature in absolute scale, and To is the outside surface temperature. So like that, if you know all those parameters, I given in the last class how to derive. So by considering a small element from the center of the cylinder, which is located at a distance of r and thickness dr, by taking that one, by applying Fourier's law of heat conduction for a cylinder, we have read the heat transfer rate equation Q is equal to 2 pi KL 2 pi KL into Ti minus To by natural logarithm ln Ro by Ri 2 pi Kl into Ti minus To divided by ln Ro by Ri 2 pi 2 into pi into 2 constant pi 3.14 K thermal conductor is given material, that is cylinder material, that may be steel, copper or aluminum. L length of the cylinder into Ti minus To. What is Ti? Inside temperature. What is To? Outside temperature. Divided by Ln natural logarithm Ln Ro by Ri, where Ro is the outside radius of the cylinder. Ri is the inside radius of the cylinder. Okay, na? So that is given. So like that, you can calculate heat transfer rate through a cylinder. Heat transfer rate through a cylinder by using the formula 2 pi Kl Ti minus To by Ln Ro by Ri. So we'll solve one or two problems on this. Today, a thick-walled tube of stainless steel, a thick-walled tube of stainless steel of thermal conductivity K is equal to 19 watts per meter Kelvin or 19 watts per meter Kelvin or degree centigrade. A thick-walled tube of stainless steel with 2 centimeters inside diameter 2 centimeters and 4 centimeters outside diameter is covered with a 3 centimeter layer of asbestos insulation. The stainless steel tube, first material. Outside the stainless steel, there is a insulating material of asbestos of thermal conductivity K is equal to 0.2 watt per meter Kelvin. If the inside wall temperature of the pipe is, inside temperature is maintained at 600 degrees centigrade and the outside temperature is 100 degrees centigrade, calculate the heat loss per meter length. But he has given, not given the length of the cylinder, not given the length of the tube. That's why you are supposed to calculate heat loss per meter length per meter. Also calculate the tube insulation interface temperature. So here in between steel and insulation, there is a layer will be there. What is the interface between stainless steel and asbestos? What is the temperature? So if you take the rough diagram, this is R1, R2, R3. So this material is stainless steel tube. Outside there is a insulating material asbestos. So here Here, what this is a stainless steel tube. Okay, so stainless steel tube. You take the inside radius Ri, R1, outside radius R2. Take the inside radius of steel tube, stainless steel tube, R1 inside radius, outside radius R2. So he has given. So in the problem, the inside diameter 2 centimeters. So inside radius 1 centimeters and outside diameter 4 centimeters. Outside radius 2 centimeters. This thermal stainless steel. Thermal conductivity K 19 watts per meter Kelvin. 19 watts per meter Kelvin. Is covered with 3 centimeter layers. Covered with 3 centimeter layer of asbestos. This is asbestos. So stainless steel tube is covered with 3 centimeter thick. 3 centimeter thick asbestos sheet. That's why R3, what is the radius? Here R2 is equal to 2 centimeters. This thickness is 3 centimeters. So R3 is equal to R2 plus 3 centimeters. That's 2 centimeters plus 3 centimeters. That's R3 5 centimeters. So they are 2-layer system. In the last class, also I given 2-layer, 3 layers system. So if there are 2 layers, how do we calculate heat transfer rate? Heat transfer rate Q is equal to 2 pi L per unit length Q by L. Here L common, you take the L left side, Q by L per unit length. 2 pi K thermal conductivity, because first one material, second one material. That's why we are taking thermal conductivity here. So heat transfer rate per unit length 2 pi into temperature, inside temperature minus outside temperature, T1 minus T2, inside temperature T1, outside temperature T2, divided by resistance offered by the first material. What is the first material? Stainless steel. Ln R2 by R1 divided by Ks plus resistance offered by the second material, that is asbestos. Ln R3 by R2 divided by Ka. Ks for thermal conductive steel, stainless steel. Ka thermal conductive asbestos. So if you draw the electrical circuit for this, so T1 temperature drop from T1 to T2. So this is R1, this is R2. In between there is interface temperature. Interface temperature Ta. You assume interface temperature Ta. This is Ta. Resistance offered by the first material, the stainless steel. Resistance offered by the first material, stainless steel. Ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi KSL. Ks is thermal conductivity of the stainless steel. And second material, asbestos. The thermal resistance offered by the asbestos, Ln R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi KAL. But here L is L common, that's why for unit length you can take left side. And here other common term 2 pi. That's why I am taking the 2 pi top, and 2 pi into T1 minus T2 divided by Ln R2 by R1 divided by Ks plus Ln R3 by R2 divided by Ka. That is equal to 2 pi into T1, inside temperature. What is the inside temperature? The inside wall temperature pipe is maintained at 600 degrees centigrade. Outside temperature is 100 degrees centigrade. That's why, so inside temperature T1, 600 degrees centigrade, minus T2, outside surface temperature, 100 degrees. So 600 minus 100. So I am directly taking the centigrade because they have temperature difference. So no problem. But only single temperature, you are supposed to convert into Kelvin. 2 pi into 600 and divided by Ln. R2. What is R2 value? R2 2 centimeters. R3, R2 2 centimeters, R1 1 centimeter. So 2 by 1 or 4 by 2 directly I am taking the, okay, no problem, 2 by 1 only. Or otherwise if you take the radiuses 2 by 1, if you take diameter 4 by 2, no problem, either 2 by 1 or 4 by 2. So 2 by 1 divided by thermal conductivity of steel. What is thermal conductivity of steel given? 19 watt per meter Kelvin. So 19 plus Ln R3 by R2. R3 5 centimeter divided by R2 2 centimeters 5 by 2. But centimeters, that's why don't worry. Otherwise, you're supposed to convert into meters. No problem, because centimeter by centimeter, that's what directly I'm taking. Ln 5 by 2 divided by thermal conductivity of the asbestos. Thermal conductivity of the asbestos. K 0.2 watt per meter Kelvin. Generally, so thermal conductivity of asbestos is very low when compared to thermal conductivity of stainless steel. That's why insulating material thermal conductors are very low values when compared with Q by L is equal to 680 watt per meter length. (680 watt per meter). If you simplify this one, heat transfer per unit length 680. If you calculate this one, 2 pi into 600 minus 100 divided by Ln 2 by 1 divided by 19 plus Ln 5 by 2 divided by 0.2. If you calculate heat transfer rate per unit length, Q by L is equal to 680 watt per meter. That's the first bit. Second bit. So what do you have to calculate? Interface temperature here. What is the interface temperature in between the stainless steel and asbestos? This temperature. For example, if you assume that the asbestos temperature or interface temperature TA. TA is the interface temperature. So if you take the asbestos only material, heat transfer rate per unit length, that is equal to TA minus here. TA minus T2, here T2. So TA minus T2 divided by Ln R3 by R2. This one. Ln R3 by R2 divided by, so 2 pi. Instead of, you can take here 2 pi also into TA minus T2 divided by Ln R3 by R2 divided by, or otherwise you can take here also 2 pi. 2 divided by 2 pi divided by Ka. So, but just now you have calculated 680 watt per meter. That's why Q by L, substitute that value here. 680 is equal to TA, that is interface temperature. Interface from the stainless steel to asbestos. TA minus T2, outside temperature 100, divided by this one. Ln R3 by R2. Ln 5 by 2 divided by 2 pi. Ka 0.2. TA is equal to, from this interface temperature TA, you can calculate from this formula. TA is equal to 595.8 degrees centigrade. No, you cannot take, okay, T1 minus TA, that also to be taken. Okay, no problem. T1 minus TA also to be taken, but at that instant Ln R2 by R1 divided by K, 2 pi Ks you have to take. Okay, you can take that also. T1 minus TA divided by Ln R2 by R1. Okay, you can take. So T1 minus TA divided by Ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi Ks to be taken. If you take T1, otherwise if you take T2, so Q by L is equal to TA minus T2 divided by Ln R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi Ka. Okay, if you substitute, you'll get the interface temperature. If you assume interface temperature TA, that is equal to 595.8 degrees centigrade. Okay. Though somebody has raised a doubt, that is also can be taken. T1 minus TA divided by Ln, but you have to take this one. Ln R2 by R1 divided by Ks. 2 pi into Ks. Okay. Don't worry for that. Like this is one problem. Next. Second problem. A steel pipe with, all of you listen very carefully, and also all the problems are for listening, they are easy, but you have to practice number of problems. In the heat transfer, practicing is very much required. All of you listen very carefully, and you practice number of problems. Then only, because online classes, we are telling and you are listening, hearing, but without practice, very difficult. That's why all of you practice more number of problems from the textbooks. Okay, na? Next problem, second problem, a steel pipe with 50 mm outside diameter is covered with a 6.4 mm asbestos insulation of thermal conductivity 0.166 watt per meter Kelvin, followed by a 25 mm layer of fiberglass insulation. Fiberglass insulation. There are three materials here. Three materials. First one is steel pipe. Second, asbestos insulation. Third one, fiberglass insulation. The pipe wall temperature is 393 Kelvin. So pipe outside temperature or wall temperature 393 Kelvin. And the outside insulation temperature, outside of this complete two insulation setup, asbestos and fiberglass insulation outside temperature 311 Kelvin. Calculate the interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. Calculate the interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. Okay, na? The steel pipe of outside radius or radius R1. Second one, asbestos. So not fiberglass, asbestos of a radius from the center, that is R2. And third material, fiberglass. So from the center, that is at a radius of R3. This is the steel pipe. Only outside diameter we are taking, outside diameter, outside radius. So here outside surface temperature, wall temperature of the this, here a steel pipe 50 mm outer diameter. So this outer diameter 50 mm, outer radius R1, outer radius R1 25 mm is covered with a 6.4 mm asbestos insulation. So this is asbestos insulation, thickness 6.4 mm, thickness of the asbestos 6.4 mm. Followed by a 25 mm layer of fiberglass insulation. 25 mm layer of fiberglass insulation. That's why this layer thickness 25 mm. And fiberglass insulation thermal conductivity 0.0485 watt per meter Kelvin. And asbestos insulation thermal conductivity K is equal to 0.166 watt per meter Kelvin. The pipe wall temperature. The pipe wall temperature means here at the outer radius or outside diameter, wall temperature is 393 Kelvin. And the outside insulation temperature, this is insulation 1, insulation 2. Outside insulation means here, that is at the point 3 at the outside. Insulation temperature T3, other way at the outside. The temperature is, outside insulation temperature is insulation temperature 311. Calculate interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. Calculate the interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. Just like earlier problem here also, you have to calculate interface temperature T2. Here you have to calculate temperature at the point 2 T2. Interface temperature between the, this is asbestos, this is the fiberglass. So interface means at this point. Interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. T2 to be calculated. T2. So follow the same procedure of last problem. First, okay. Now, so here R1, if you observe, outer diameter 50, pipe, steel pipe, outer diameter 50, outer radius R1, 50 by 2, that is 25 mm. 25 mm, R 25, R 0.025 meters. Next R2, R1 plus 6.4 thickness of the asbestos. Thickness of the asbestos insulation. That's why R2 is equal to R1 plus 6.4. That is R1 25 plus 6.4 mm. That is 31.4 mm. In meters, 0.0314 meters. Next R3 is equal to R2 plus 25 mm thickness of fiberglass. Second insulation thickness 25 mm. That's R2 31.4 plus 25, 56.4 mm. That is to be converted into meters, 0.0564 meters. Next, so here temperature drop from 393 to 311. So wall temperature steel pipe. So that is given. So that is given. That's why here we are considering in calculation this heat transfer rate. We are considering the asbestos, considering the fiberglass. But we are not given the thermal conductor steel. That's why we are. That's why outside surface of the steel pipe we are taking T1 or inside. That is at the point 1. That is 393. That is surface temperature of the steel pipe or wall temperature of the steel pipe. T3 outside insulation temperature 311. Asbestos thermal conductivity 0.166 watt per meter Kelvin. Thermal conductivity fiberglass given as 0.0485 watt per meter Kelvin. So what is the insulation temperature T2? Interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass T2 to be calculated. Before that, you have to calculate heat transfer rate by considering the asbestos as well as fiberglass. So A material asbestos, B material fiberglass. Q is equal to heat transfer rate. Q is equal to 2 pi L into T1 minus T3 divided by Ln R2 by R1 divided by thermal conductivity of the asbestos plus Ln R3 by R2 divided by KB thermal conductivity of the fiberglass. Okay, length here length not given. That's why for unit length Q by L is equal to 2 pi into given T1 as 393 minus T3 given as 311 divided by Ln natural log Ln R2 here. What is the R2 value? 0.0314. R2 0.0314 divided by R1 0.025 divided by thermal conductivity of the asbestos 0.166 plus natural log logarithm Ln. So R3 by R2, R3 value 0.0564 divided by R2 0.0314 divided by thermal conductivity of the fiberglass given as 0.0485. So if you simplify this one, heat transfer rate per unit length 38.31 watt per meter per unit length, 38.31 watts heat transfer rate per unit length. If you know the heat transfer rate per unit length, Q by L is equal to, consider only that fiberglass, or otherwise you can consider asbestos also. That is 2 asbestos, it can take the T1 minus T2. If you consider the fiberglass, T2 minus T3. And here, okay, so if you consider the asbestos, Q by L is equal to 2 pi T1 minus T2 divided by Ln, R2 by R1 divided by Ka, thermal conductivity of the asbestos. Instead of that, you can take fiberglass also. For that, Q by L is equal to 2 pi T2 minus T3 minus T3 divided by Ln, R3 by R2 divided by Kb, that is thermal conductivity fiberglass. You can take either of the equations. So once you got this Q by L, so you substitute the value of Q by L here, 38.31, that is equal to 2 pi into T1 given as 393 minus T2 to be calculated. That is the interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. So divide by Ln, R2 0.0314 divided by R1 0.025 divided by thermal conductivity asbestos 0.166. And if you simplify this one, from this T2 is equal to 384.6 Kelvin. 384.6 Kelvin, interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. And in 384.6 Kelvin, in centigrade, 111.6 degrees, 111.6 degrees centigrade. Like that, these are the problems under cylinder. Now, same analysis can be applied for sphere also. Next, radial system, sphere. So sphere, consider sphere of inside radius Ri, outside radius Ro. This is outside radius Ro. Consider a sphere, hemisphere otherwise. Consider hemisphere of inside radius Ri, or sphere inside radius Ri, outside radius Ro. And take a small elemental volume at a distance R from the center, of thickness dr. Here length will not be there for sphere, but only radius and surface area. Here you have to calculate surface area. Sphere, next radial system. So far we discussed the cylinder. Next, sphere. Consider a sphere of inside radius Ri, outside radius Ro. For this differential heat transfer analysis or heat transfer analysis, you consider a small element at a distance of small r from the center of thickness dr. Now, heat transfer rate Q is equal to heat transfer rate Q is capital Q only, capital Q. Capital Q is equal to, so heat transfer rate Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. From the Fourier's law of heat conduction, heat transfer rate Q is equal to capital Q. Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. But what is dx here? If you consider small element of thickness dr, minus Ka dt by dr. Okay na? Q is equal to minus K into what is the surface area? Surface area of the sphere 4 pi r square dt by dr. All of you listen very carefully. Now cylinder is over. Now we are discussing the sphere. Second radial system. You are analyzing heat transfer on a sphere. Here we are taking inside radius Ri, outside radius Ro, and we are considering a small element at a distance small r from the center of thickness dr. Now, from the Fourier's law of heat conduction, Q is equal to minus Ka. Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dr. Q is equal to minus K into surface area of the sphere 4 pi r square into dt by dr. Now, separate the variables and integrate. So Q into, here what are the variables? Radius and temperature. Radius and temperature. That's why separate the variables. Radius left side, temperature right side. Q into 1 by r square. The dr is equal to minus K into 4 pi into dt. By integrating q 1 by r square integration r to the power minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1 minus 1. That's why divided by minus 1 within the limits ri to ro, inside radius to outside radius. That is equal to minus 4 pi k into integral of, here integral of 1 by r square dr. Here also integral of dt from ti to to. After integration, this is r minus 1. R to the power minus 1, that is 1 by r, minus 1 by r. That's why take minus outside, q into 1 by r from the limits ri to ro, that is minus 4 pi k into integral of dt t, and if you substitute the limits from ti to to, so that's why, so integral, after integration, so T naught, TO minus TI, outside temperature minus inside temperature. So this minus get cancelled, Q into 1 by, this after substituting the limits, integration limits, 1 by RO minus 1 by RI. That is equal to 4 pi K into TO minus TI. Again, after simplification, Q into RI minus RO, Ri minus Ro divided by Ro into Ri, simplification, is equal to 4 pi k into To minus Ti. Q into, generally Ro is greater than Ri. That's why I am changing from Ri to Ro to Q into Ro minus Ri divided by Ri into Ro, or Ro into Ri is equal to 4 pi k. Here minus we are taking out. That's why here also minus you can take out. That is, if you take the minus outside, this becomes, instead of To minus Ti, Ti minus To. Finally, Q into Ro minus Ri divided by Ri into Ro is equal to 4 pi k into Ti minus To. So temperature Ti is more than the To. That's why to have a positive value, we are converting like this. That's all. Nothing is there in that. So Ti minus To. Here Ro is greater than Ri. That's why Ro minus Ri. From this heat transfer rate through the sphere, all of you listen very carefully. Heat transfer rate through the sphere, how do you calculate 4 pi k into Ti minus To into Ri into Ro divided by Ro minus Ri. Here what is thermal resistance here? Thermal resistance. So this is the thermal resistance. What is thermal resistance? Ro minus Ri divided by 4 pi k into Ri minus Ro. Ro minus Ri divided by 4 pi k into Ri minus Ro. That's thermal resistance in the in the case of sphere. So heat transfer rate in the sphere is very important. Q is equal to 4 pi k into Ti minus To into Ri into Ro divided by Ro minus Ri. We'll solve a small problem. Very small problem. So what is the problem here? A spherical shaped vessel of sphere. Spherical shaped vessel means sphere of 1.4 meter diameter is 90 mm thick. Find the rate of heat leakage or rate heat leakage if the temperature difference between the inner and outer surface is 220 degrees centigrade. Very simple. Temperature difference Ti minus To directly given 220. Ti minus To given. Delta T given here 220 degrees centigrade. And a spherical vessel of 1.4 mm diameter is 90 mm thick. And thermal conductivity of the material is 0.083 watt per meter Kelvin. Okay, na? Now, here you take outside radius, because radius of the sphere is given. Radius means that is generally spherical shaped vessel of 1.4 meter diameter. That is generally that will be the diameter, outside diameter of the sphere. That's why outside diameter 1.4 meters. So RO, if the outside diameter 1.4 meters, this RO, this one, RO, this is RI, this is thickness 90 mm. The temperature Ti, temperature TO. Inside temperature Ti, outside temperature TO. And inside radius Ri, outside radius RO. So radius of the sphere means here, diameter sphere means outside diameter. That is given as 1.4 meters. So outside diameter 1.4 meters. What is the outside radius? Outside diameter given as 1.4 meters. What is the outside radius? 1.4 divided by 2, 0.7 meters. And if you know the outside radius, how do you calculate outside? If you know the outside radius, how do you calculate inside radius? Ri 0.7 minus thickness. This thickness. This is the outside radius. How do you calculate Ri? This radius. So outside radius Ro minus this thickness, that is 90 mm. Ro 0.7 meters minus 90 mm, 90 by 1000 meters. So that is, if you calculate that one, inside radius, that is 0.61 meters. Then temperature difference given directly, that is Ti minus To. From inside, generally, Ti is greater than To. That's why Ti minus To given as 220 degrees centigrade. He has not given the Ti, he has not given the To. But what he has given? He is given only temperature drop. That is 220 degrees centigrade. And thermal conductival sphere K given as 0.083 watt per meter Kelvin. Next, how do you calculate the rate of heat transfer per heat leakage or heat transfer through the sphere? Just now I given the equation. Here, 4 pi K into Ti minus To into Ri minus Ro divided by Ro minus Ri. Okay, na? Use that relation, use that formula. So, rate of heat transfer through the sphere. Here we are considering sphere. So, that is 4 pi K into Ti minus To. Otherwise, Ti minus To into 4 pi K into Ro into Ri by divided by Ro minus Ri. Ro minus Ri. So Ti minus To value given as 220 degrees centigrade. But you can temperature difference. That's why you can directly take 220. If temperature, only one temperature given, you have to convert it into Kelvin. That is very, very important. Everywhere, single temperature is required. At single temperature, if you want to substitute, that is to be converted into Kelvin. Your temperature difference, no problem. Directly you can take difference of centigrade or Kelvin. Either of the one, no problem for that. But you single temperature, you are convert Kelvin. Temperature difference directly can take. So Ti minus To given at 220, temperature difference given at 220 into 4 into pi value 3.14, 3.14 into Ro 0.7, Ro outside radius 0.7 into Ri inside radius 0.61 by divided by Ro minus Ri. Ro 0.7 minus Ri 0.61. Okay, na? If you simplify this one, then the value heat transfer rate Q, capital Q only, because we are considering the area also here. Capital Q, rate of heat transfer, Q is equal to, this formula can be used for sphere. And after simplification, after calculation, you will be getting heat transfer rate Q is equal to 1088.67 watts. 1088.67 watts. Okay na? So far we have completed heat transfer analysis, conduction heat transfer analysis, conduction heat transfer analysis through four important systems. First one, composite wall, plain wall and composite wall, one analysis. That also very, very important. And composite wall or wall, plain wall, by considering conduction and convection, that also completed. And next, heat transfer rate through cylinder. So derivation given and two problems solved in this class. Yesterday I given, in the last class I given a derivation for the cylinder. And here also in this class we have completed two problems on cylinder and derivation, that is how to calculate heat transfer rate through SPR. That is this equation. We have derived this equation. Q is equal to 4 pi K into Ti minus To into Ro minus Ro into Ri divided by Ro minus Ri. This derivation also important. All the derivations, all of you practice the derivations and problems. We have solved one problem on the sphere. You can solve some simple problems on the sphere also from the textbooks. All of you practice all these four topics. Heat transfer rate analysis through a composite wall by considering conduction, and heat transfer rate analysis through composite wall by considering conduction as well as convection. If conduction and convection are combined, there is overall heat transfer coefficient U. Q is equal to UA delta T overall. And after that one, I have completed heat transfer rate analysis through a cylinder. So that is also very important. And next, today in this class, today we have completed heat transfer rate analysis through sphere. So that's why this sphere also important, and all these problems are very, very important. You have to solve derivations and problems. You have to derive derivations are to be practiced. More number of problems are to be solved, and all of you pay attention and solve number of problems from the textbook. Then only it will be easy. If you have any doubt, you can ask our phone also. Okay, na? Tomorrow we'll discuss critical thickness of insulation. So if you take inside rate is Ri, outside rate is Ro, inside temperature Ti, outside temperature T free stream, or T ambient, or T free stream. So critical thickness of insulation. How much thickness of insulation to be provided to have a particular heat transfer rate? To minimize the heat transfer rate or to maximize the heat transfer rate? Minimization of heat transfer rate through this setup. Steel pipe, outer insulation thickness. How much thickness of insulation to be provided? If you go to the industries, a number of steam pipes will be there. On the steam pipes, there is insulating material, asbestos. Above that, there is aluminum cladding will be there. How much amount of thickness of insulating material, asbestos or any other insulating material, to be added on the steel pipe to minimize the heat transfer rate? To minimize heat transfer or to maximize heat transfer? Sometimes minimization is required, sometimes maximization required. That is depend upon your application, industrial application or any application. Sometimes you have to minimize the heat transfer, sometimes you have to maximize the heat transfer. So for that, you have to calculate critical thickness of insulation. How much thickness of insulation to be added outer surface of the steel pipe to minimize the heat transfer rate or to maximize the heat transfer rate? What is the thickness of insulating material that is to be added? For this, you have to consider layer of insulation which might be installed around a circular pipe. In inner temperature, inside temperature Ti, outside surface temperature is exposed to, for example, air, T free stream, convective environment, outside convective environment. Through the this material, conduction, through the asbestos material, conduction, outside convection. So here you have combined conduction as well as convection. Conduction and convection. So like this, so these problems, if you pay attention and if you derive the equations and if you solve number of problems, then heat transfer subject is very, very easy and very, very scoring also. You can score 90% or 95%. If you practice derivations and problems. Okay, that's all for today. Any doubt? Do you have any doubt? All of you take very precautions regarding the C-trans subject. A number of derivation, number of problems. You have to practice from now onwards. These derivations and problems. It's just like a mathematical subject, mathematical analysis. So mathematics M4, you have studied up to M4 now. This is you can take it as M5. So number of problems are there, but application oriented towards heat exchangers, industries, industrial applications, heat exchangers, boilers, etc., etc. The number of industrial applications. You can apply this heat trans subject everywhere. If you go to thermal industry, thermal power plant, very very important subject, a very useful subject, important subject, and also very interesting subject, very interesting subject also. Okay, na? Any doubt? You are not having a doubt? That's all for today. Any doubt? That's all for today. I'm closing.